A very good morning, children, and welcome to grade 9. Now, yesterday I was talking about the number system, so I'll explain you once again in detail about the classification of this. So, this number system, first if you take them as real numbers, these type of numbers comes into picture like we have negative, positive integers, rational numbers, there is negative rational number, positive rational numbers, including root 2, root 3, root 5, etc., etc., etc. So, in this real numbers, again they can be categorized as rational numbers and irrational numbers. In irrational numbers, we have numbers like root 5, root 6, root 7, etc., etc., etc. Whereas in rational numbers, other than this, whatever comes here like 2, minus 1, 0, 5 or 2, etc., etc. comes under this category. Now, these rational numbers again can be categorized as integers and non-integers. In these non-integers, like 2 by 5, 3 by 4, etc. comes into picture, and we know what is integers. Negative integers as well as positive integers, including 0. And in integers, again we have negative integers and whole numbers, which include 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in these whole numbers, we have natural numbers, that is counting numbers. Now coming to the non-integers part. In non-integers we have terminating and non-terminating, which we are going to learn more in detail about this part in grade 9. What is terminating decimal? Terminating in the sense it's stopping, like 5.2, 6.3. So this has stopped here, the number has stopped there, so it's 5.2 or 6.3 or 8.5, etc., etc. comes under this category of terminating decimal. Non-terminating, in the sense it's a repeating decimal. Non-terminating in the sense it is repeating. What do you mean by repeating? Like 3.52, 52, 52, it goes on. So there are some rational numbers, when we change them to decimal form, they come under this category. So that kind of decimal numbers are said to be non-terminating decimal or repeating decimal. Similarly, this can be called as terminating decimal or non-repeating also we can say. This is also called non-repeating decimals. So this is a category. So this I expect you to write it down on the first page of your classwork. So you can just, wherever you want to see, you can just pause the video, take down the details and then forward the video wherever it's required. Yeah, children. Now, the first concept in this exercise number 1.1, I have taken two examples. If you understand these two examples, I hope you can complete the whole exercise by yourself as homework. So this is going to be due by tomorrow, and any doubts you have in this, you can clear it on the live class, which is day after tomorrow, that is on Thursday. Now, the first example I have taken as find 5 rational numbers between 5 and 6. 5 and 6. You know, they look like they are positive integers, but they are also called as rational numbers. So I have taken this example. So how do we find rational numbers between 5 and 6 is the question. The first step. First we write them in terms of rational number. So 5 can be written as 5 by 1. Similarly, 6 can be written as 6 by 1. Now, I want to just change the denominator with some other value, but the expression, the value of the rational number will be the same. How do I make it? So what I do is, I multiply this with 10 by 10, where the value is 1. When you multiply the given expression by 1, it will not change its value. So I have taken 10 by 10 because 10 is a very simple number and I want only 5 rational numbers. Here also multiply by 10 by 10. What do we get here? We get 50 by 10 and here 60 by 10. Now I hope you can tell by yourself what are the numbers which are there between 50 and 60? Yes, there are nearly about many numbers, like approximately 9 numbers easily you can fit: 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So 9 numbers. By 10 is same for all of them, and you can choose any 5 numbers. I take 51 by 10, 55 by 10, 56 by 10, 57 by 10, and 58 by 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This way it goes on. Next, by chance if we ask you, suppose I want more than 5 numbers or more than 10 numbers. More than 5 we can write happily because there are totally 9 numbers. If I want more than 9 numbers between these two given numbers, which is 5 and 6, then how do I do? So the same thing I will do. 6 by 1 I write it down. This time, because I want more than 9 numbers, the question is more than 9. So find, if I call it as 13 numbers between 5 and 6. That is 15 rational numbers. Between 5 rational numbers between 5 and 6. So what should I do here? I multiply this with 100 by 100. Here also I multiply by 100 by 100. What do we get here? We get 500 by 100. Here it is 600 by 100. The value is the same. We cancel zeros, you get 5 and 6. Now between 500 and 600 there are many numbers which is more than 13 numbers also we can find. You can choose any number of your choice between 500 and 600 and write the numbers between them, whatever it's asked to you. How many ever you want, you can choose them. So this is the way we find whatever the number of rational numbers asked between any given two rational numbers. Clear? Now, let us go for one more example. Second example I take. Here, the question is, find 5 rational numbers between 2 by 3 and 4 by 7. How do we do it? Yes. Here, we find that the denominators are not the same. So we need to make the denominators equal. How do we make it equal? First, find the LCM of the two denominators. The denominators are 3 and 7. So this 3 and 7, you know how to find LCM. If we take LCM, what do we get? We get 3 into 7 as LCM, which is 21. So 21 is LCM. Now I want to make this 21. So 2 by 3 I want to change it to 21 as a denominator. 4 by 7 also I want to make it as 21 as a denominator. So what should I multiply this with? 7. And if I do multiply this with 7, this also I should multiply with 7 as a rule, because the value of the expression should not change. Similarly here, I have to make this 21 as denominator, so multiply this by 3 and this also by 3. So children, you should be very thorough with the tables, at least minimum till 20. So please go through it and revise everything so that there will not be any calculation errors during multiplication. Now, here, what do we get the expression? 2 into 7 is 14. 3 into 7 is 21. Here 4 into 3 is 12. 7 into 3 is 21. And we have this number smaller and this is a bigger number. Now we want only some numbers, 5 rational numbers. So do we have 5 rational numbers between 5 numbers between 12 and 14? No. So what we need to do? First write down this 12 by 21, 14 by 21. Because we don't have 5 numbers, there is only one number between 12 and 14, that is 13. So what do I do? I have to multiply with some number, a bigger number, that is at least we want only 5 numbers. I'll choose the smallest 2-digit number, that is 10. So 10 by 10, here also 10 by 10, and we get 120 by 210, here 140 by 210. I hope you can find out whatever numbers you want. You can write down the numbers. It is 5 rational numbers between 2 numbers now. That is 121. Example, I am giving only 2 of them. So 121 by 210, 122 by 210, up to below 140. Whatever number you want, you can choose, and thus you can find 5 rational numbers between the given 2 numbers. Clear? So these 2 examples are sufficient for you to complete exercise number 1.1, and please complete this by tomorrow itself, as day after tomorrow. By chance, if you still have any doubts in this exercise, I'll explain this and clear your doubts in the online class.